Most people admire discipline. They see it in athletes, leaders, creators, and warriors. They dream of having it. But when life tests them, they collapse. Why? Because discipline is not a dream. It is a habit. And here is the hidden truth. Discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build, brick by brick, through daily choices. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They lived in a world of chaos, wars, disease, political betrayal, personal loss. Yet they built a philosophy that made them unshakable. They created habits that turned ordinary people into legends of self-control. And those same habits can still transform your life today. So let's uncover the 10 Stoic habits that build unbreakable discipline. As you listen, don't just admire them. Ask yourself, which of these will I begin practicing today? Because here's what nobody tells you. Knowledge means nothing without practice. 1. Begin every day with clarity. Most people start their day already distracted. They wake up and immediately scroll, check messages, or drown in noise. The Stoic does the opposite. Marcus Aurelius began each morning with reflection, preparing his mind for the challenges ahead. The habit is simple. Begin each day with clarity. Before the world speaks, speak to yourself. Ask, what matters most today? What challenges will I face? Who do I want to be? Here's the cliffhanger. If you don't decide your direction in the morning, the world will decide it for you. And the world rarely leads to discipline. 2. Practice voluntary hardship. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, would sometimes eat only coarse bread, wear rough clothing, and sleep on the floor. Why? To remind himself that comfort is a trap, and that he could endure without it. The habit: embrace voluntary hardship. Fast for a meal, take a cold shower, walk instead of drive. Train your mind to endure discomfort so that when real challenges arrive, you are already unshaken. Most people fail because they avoid hardship until it breaks them. The Stoic seeks it out, so life's blows lose their power. 3. Control what you can, release what you can't. One of the core Stoic principles is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught that some things are within your control, your thoughts, choices, and actions, and some are not. Most people waste their energy on the uncontrollable. The disciplined life flows from focusing only where your power lies. The habit: when stress strikes, pause and ask, is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, release it. Here's the hidden truth. The more you focus on what you cannot change, the weaker you become. And the cliffhanger: the more you focus on what you can change, the stronger you become. 4. Journal for strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations not for the world, but for himself. It was his private journal, a way to sharpen his mind and strengthen his soul. Discipline requires self-examination. The habit: journal daily. Write your thoughts, victories, failures, temptations, and lessons. Be brutally honest. No excuses, no filters. Most people drift through life without reflection. That's why their mistakes repeat. But here's the cliffhanger. If you don't review your life, you will relive your failures. 5. Train the body, harden the mind. The Stoics knew the body and mind were connected. Musonius Rufus taught that a philosopher should endure physical training because it builds discipline of character. When you master your body, you train your mind. The habit: move daily. Exercise not for vanity, but for resilience. Train to embrace strain, fatigue, and discomfort. Most people treat their body as entertainment. The Stoic treats it as a forge. The hidden truth: a weak body makes a weak will. And the cliffhanger: a trained body creates an unshakable mind. If you've stayed with me this far, you've already proven you're not like most people. You hunger for strength, not excuses. Subscribe and keep walking this path, because those who walk with wisdom attract not just discipline, but freedom. We've uncovered the first 5 habits: clarity, hardship, control, journaling, and physical training. These are the foundations of Stoic discipline. But the next 5 will take you even deeper, into mastery of emotion, mastery of desire, and mastery of time itself. We've uncovered the first 5 Stoic habits: beginning the day with clarity, practicing voluntary hardship, controlling what you can, journaling, and training the body. These are the foundations. But the Stoics didn't stop there. To build unbreakable discipline, you must also master your desires, your emotions, your use of time, your speech, and your perspective on death. Let's dive into the final 5 habits. 6. Master desire before it masters you. Most people are enslaved by desire, always chasing more, never satisfied. They think freedom is indulgence. The Stoics knew the opposite is true. The more you desire, the less free you become. Epictetus taught, freedom is not achieved by satisfying desires, but by eliminating them. Discipline is forged by learning to say no, even when you could say yes. The habit: practice restraint. When tempted by indulgence, pause and ask, do I need this or do I only want it? Delay gratification. Live simply when you can. Here's the cliffhanger. If you cannot say no to yourself, you will never command your destiny. 7. Rule emotion with reason. Anger, fear, jealousy, and anxiety destroy discipline faster than anything else. Most people act on emotion as if it were truth, but the Stoics trained themselves to pause, examine, and respond with reason. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The disciplined life is built on emotional mastery. The habit: when emotion strikes, pause, name it, question it. Does this serve me or does it enslave me? Replace reaction with deliberate choice. The hidden truth: emotion is not your enemy, it is your signal. But here's the cliffhanger: if you don't rule emotion, emotion will rule you. 8. Treat time as sacred. Seneca warned, "It is not that we have a short life, but that we waste much of it." Most people guard their money while spending their time carelessly. But discipline begins with reverence for time. The habit: treat your hours as treasure. Plan your day. Eliminate trivial commitments. Say no to what doesn't serve your purpose. Ask daily, is this how I want to spend a piece of my life? Most people fail because they believe tomorrow is guaranteed. The Stoic knows tomorrow is not promised. The cliffhanger: waste your hours, and you waste your life. 9. Speak less, act more. The Stoics valued action over words. Epictetus warned against boasting. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Most people talk endlessly about their plans, their goals, their opinions. But discipline is silent. It shows itself in results. The habit: speak less, act more. Stop announcing, start building, stop defending, start doing. Here's the hidden truth: talking drains the energy that action requires. And the cliffhanger: the disciplined life is not declared, it is demonstrated. 10. Remember death, memento mori. The final Stoic habit is the most powerful: remembering death. To most, it sounds grim. But for the Stoics, it was liberation. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Why? Because remembering death destroys procrastination. It cuts away distractions. It gives urgency to every choice. The habit: remind yourself of mortality, not to fear but to live urgently. Ask, if today were my last, would I spend it this way? Most people waste their lives waiting. The Stoic lives fully now. And here's the cliffhanger: when you remember death, you finally begin to live. If these habits strike you, don't just admire them, live them. Most people will watch and forget. You are not most people. Subscribe, like, and walk with us. Because those who practice these habits don't just gain discipline, they gain freedom. So, there you have it. 10 Stoic habits that build unbreakable discipline. Begin your day with clarity. Embrace hardship. Control what you can. Journal. Train your body. Master desire. Rule emotion. Treat time as sacred. Speak less. Act more. And above all, remember death. These are not just habits. They are a way of life. A fortress of discipline that no chaos, no temptation, no weakness can break. And here's the final truth. Discipline is not chains. Discipline is freedom, the freedom to live fully, purposefully, and unshaken by the storms of life. But this is only the beginning. In the next lesson, we'll uncover the Stoic strategies not just to build discipline, but to sustain it when life becomes overwhelming. Because starting is easy, but staying strong is the true test.